Absolutely. Our very special guest today is Kristen Brewer, the creator and composer of You Are Seen. Kristen, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. We always love having you. And if I'm correct, you and Kaylin are dear friends.
We go way back.
But I think the relationship goes beyond just friendship. Is there like babysitting involved?
Yeah.
Or?
Is there
babysitting?
She's basically an aunt. I mean, it's been a while.
Oh, for real?
Since she's been around the kids. But yeah, when I was trying to find a sitter for them, it was sort of a season of life. Needed someone specifically to like pick up, watch them after school.
Yeah.
And I think I reached out to you.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
I think it was because like somebody else couldn't do it, not in a mean way, but like literally, like I think it was Sarah Mitchell couldn't do it, and I think she told you to text me or something like that.
Something,
and I was so glad
because I taught you in conservatory.
Yeah.
And so that's how I got to know you anyway. And then we talked a little bit more, and I'm like, you know what? She's exactly what Sam needs. Who's my oldest? Is my 12-year-old because he can dish, and he's a sweet kid, but he's a little too smart for his own good.
Okay.
He is so smart. It's crazy.
So smart.
Kaylin does sound good for that.
Skills. So I was like, oh, she'll shut it down.
Yeah, and I love him. It was like the best because it was like all of the not fun parts, but I guess fun parts. To me, it was fun. Like I got to pick him up from school and like take him to McDonald's. Like I got to like and then hang out with them and play like Minecraft with them after school after they finish their homework. You know, so like it was the best situation.
It was a good season.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you guys really know each other.
Oh, we do. Yeah,
I don't think I realized
and
all
my dog.
of that.
She's watching my dog a lot.
So dog sitting, babysitting,
and friendship.
Wow.
Yeah,
and friendship.
We should do the friendship part more though. Like
so
actual,
real.
just dinner, coffee.
Whatever. I know. I love it.
Well, Kristen, it's obviously so great to have you here. You Are Seen. Now, this is a live album experience. Can you tell us a little bit about what You Are Seen is about?
So You Are Seen is sort of it is our annual concert event. So we actually this would be our third annual concert event here at the Junction Center, Landis Hall. And so You Are Seen, it's a concert event built around a project that I started writing about 10 years ago, which is crazy, but called Seen. And so it features a song from the perspective of a woman in the Bible, typically. So it's organized into different sets. So we have Seen in the Line. And so we have a song from the perspective of Eve all the way up to Elizabeth and Mary, because that set focuses on the women in the bloodline of Jesus. So some of the crowd favorites, if I can, is Tamar, Noah's wife. And then I'm trying to think. There's I said him. Yeah, Tamar, Noah's wife. I mean, Leah.
My favorite is Leah. That's my favorite.
Yeah, that's the one. I was like, there's another one out there in my brain. Elizabeth and Mary is a fun one for Christmas. So anyway, that's a studio album. We have that out anywhere you listen to music. So we usually do that set, and then the really fun, the exciting part for me. Is that we get to record the second set this time around too. So we're going to be doing all of Seen in the Line for this event as well. But we're also going to do Seen Face to Face, which that has not been released as an album yet, but we love getting to perform it. We're super excited to capture it here. But that focuses on the women who met Jesus face to face. So we have like a song from the perspective of the woman at the well, Mary Magdalene, Martha, Mary of Bethany. Peter's mother-in-law has a song in there, Jairus' daughter, the bleeding woman. So the woman accused of adultery, and just seeing how really in all of these songs and all of these stories, how God enters into the story and shifts the ending. And really, I mean, I love the Bible. I love studying the Bible. I love thinking about the perspective of characters in the Bible. And it's so, it can be so easy to focus on like, okay, Eve, she's pretty well known, so we'll go with Eve. But it can be so easy to focus on Eve and what she experienced. And we do, but the point of every single story in the Bible is to show us who God is through their story.
Wow.
And their response to him, you know what I mean, is what determines how it goes. Yeah. And so that it challenges me anytime I work on Seen or write music for Seen, just challenges me to think about how am I engaging with God in my own story? Who is he telling me he is through these stories, and how can I live like I believe that? And so it's a unique way to do Bible study. That's what we always say about a Seen event. It's a Bible study in concert.
That's really cool. So original music by you.
Yeah.
But this has been 10 years in the making. Yes. What has that process been like?
Yeah, it's wild. So the whole thing started, I actually was doing some house concerts for Christmas with Jacqueline and Josh Harnish. And they were like, hey, I'd done some musical theater writing at this point. So like, but really just comedic stuff. I wasn't writing at Sight and Sound yet. So I was doing more just like these one-off musical productions or little song cycles. And I'm funny.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Listen, yes.
I can be funny, and I'm a musical theater kid, so I'm like, oh, yeah. I mean, so I could write some quirky things, but it was. I'm
not going to write some quirky things. That's really good. Use
that as your clip.
Absolutely
I'm funny. No, but it was, they were asking for an original Christmas song. And so it's such a weird pivot here, but my first instinct was, let's write one about zany elves that I can sing with Jacqueline, like Christmas
Kooky,
gone wrong.
Yes.
So funny. And honestly, I was sitting and I was trying to write this dumb song, and it was dumb. It's okay. I can say that. And it just wasn't great, wasn't fulfilling. I was like, this is silly, whatever. And I was going through a Bible study at the time, and it was talking about the moment when Mary came to visit Elizabeth. And I was just so floored by the personal nature of God in that story, because you have two women who are going through such an insanely personal but overwhelmingly miraculous experience. And they're literally the only two people in the world that could possibly understand what the other one is going through. Mm-hmm. And so what God does is Gabriel shows up to Mary and he says, hey, you're going to have the Son of God. Hey, your cousin Elizabeth is also pregnant. And Mary automatically knows what that means. Mm-hmm. Elizabeth is well beyond childbearing years. She's, obviously longed for a child. And so it would have been said that it's impossible for Elizabeth to get pregnant. So for Gabriel to say, hey, there's another impossible pregnancy happening in your family. She's bearing the forerunner, you're bearing the Messiah, and I'm giving you somewhere to go to be safe, to process, and to see my faithfulness play out. Mm-hmm. Like, what?
Right.
So he doesn't just call us, he equips us. And part of that equipping is community, are the people that we need. And so anyway, in the middle of this cosmic plot line that's playing out, he's still so personal. And that's like what the whole project is named for. Seen, it's Hagar in the desert. You are the God who sees me. She's literally abused, foreign. It had to be so bad, honestly, for her to run away the way that she did, mm-hmm. pregnant, willing to die in the wilderness. And God met her in her wilderness, and he gave her what she needed. And so he sent her back to them, right? But I can nerd out. I can go. If you need me
Please,
to hit pause,
feel free.
Let me pause. But so he sends her back, but she can go back now, knowing that the God who sees, which means knows, loves, considers, keeps, holds, protects, all of that, is with her, that he goes before her, he goes behind her, and he's with her now. And so she's walking back into that situation where she's very vulnerable, probably afraid, of course, angry, whatever. That's a messy story. I'm not going to get into all that this morning, but she can go back now knowing that he's with her and he's for her. And that's the first time outside of maybe the Cain and Abel story, maybe Noah, but that he appears individually, and that's who he appears to. Mm-hmm. And it's pretty, so that's why I'm like, so I bunny trailed, but the personal nature of God within the cosmic plot line,
right?
And the way that he loves us so individually, and that comes through in the stories of these women, and several moments.
It's a powerful concept. It's one that it's hard to wrap our minds around immediately, but you guys are both involved in theater, very talented at that as well. One of the coolest parts, I would imagine, is seeing that vision, seeing those concepts come to life. But for women who are watching this show, and for you watching your vision come to life, is there impact in seeing yourself and the women on stage?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think, yes. I'm trying to, that's such a simple answer, but it's what's unique about this too. So there's definitely a theatrical route to scene, because it is from the POV of a character, but it's done in concert. It's almost, it will feel more like a worship concert than it will feel like a theater, like than a theatrical production.
Sure.
Yeah. So it's actually, we have some friends in the show who do theater, but for the most part, it's actually more worship leaders. So people who know how to lead a room. And so we always say when I'm directing it, it's like, guys, it's a nod to the character, but you're really leading the room to see themselves in the character.
Sure.
And that's the goal.
Wow, that's cool.
And you will. When you come, you will see yourself in the character. I feel like that's, no matter what season of life you're in, every single, because I've seen Scene multiple times, and every single time there's a different song that stands out based on the place that you're at in your life at the time. So it's like, please come and please be welcome and like open to whatever the Lord is going to show you through each character, because that's the intention behind
I love
it.
that. Thanks, Kaylin. No, that's a great way to say that. I think I have never. So I wrote this Christmas song. I wrote this duet ultimately for Jacqueline and I to sing, and it's Mary and Elizabeth, and it's focused on that. And that unlocked for me. And I was like, I don't want to stop writing these songs. And all of the study in the Bible that I'd been doing up until that point, and I didn't have a goal. I didn't expect these to be performed. I didn't know I was writing a show. I didn't know I was writing an album. I just thought, I just need to write this. And so Sam was like 2 at the time. So I'm literally pushing him in a stroller, and I'm thinking about Leo, or I'm calling my brother really quick, who's an awesome guitar player, piano player. I'm like, hey, can you like write a quick line for blah, 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 blah. I need a guitar part for this. Or, and it was sort of like I was writing the project before it had a home or a venue or anything like that. And one emerged, I think, about a year later.
Wow.
And got to do the full set, most of the set, I think, at the time of Scene in the Line. And we've just been kind of faithfully doing it as we can and when we can since.
Incredible.
Yeah.
You might be a little too humble to answer this. Is this a must-see, Kaylin?
It's an absolute must-see. And even if you've seen it before, it's a must-see again.
Right.
And especially like I only got to see parts of Scene face-to-face one time at the Trust. That was the only time that I got to see it. And I am like so excited about the live, like the recording of this, because I've been waiting with so much anticipation for, and I've known the backstory of like wanting to record it. And so like, be there, because it's going to be special that you're in the room when it gets recorded, and it's going to be special that you get to be a part of that. It's absolutely a must-see. Please come to the Junction Center to see it.
Yeah, and we're excited that it's happening at the Junction Center. We have our technical team working on the recording and everything like that. Everybody's on board. Yep. It's going to be a fun project. Where can people get more information online? Yeah,
thejunctioncenter.com is honestly going to be the best place. Go to the events section, and that's where you'll find tickets.
Yeah, there's all the information there. Get your tickets today, junctioncenterproductions.com. Kristen Brewer, she's the creator and composer of You Are Seen. Kristen, good morning again.
Good morning, Liam.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Even better that you're here. We want to know a little bit about You Are Seen. Can you tell us all about that?
Yep, You Are Seen. So we have a few things that we say about it. It's our 3rd annual concert event here at the Junction Center. It's a concert built around the music of Scene, which is original songs from the perspective of women in the Bible. So we do it in 2 sets. We've got Scene in the Line, focusing on the women in the bloodline of Jesus, and we have Scene Face to Face, which is about the women who met Jesus. And so we always say we want you to leave an experience with Scene knowing God better and wanting to know him more. So that's, invite your friends, tell everybody to come. One thing too, this is not a women's conference. I love women's conferences, but that's not what this is. So Scene is about women, but it truly is for everyone. So
absolutely.
Want to make sure people know that.
Yeah, you can so resonate with any of the things. I've had so many friends that are guys that have been so impacted by Scene, and they're so touched emotionally, and it's also just one of those things like, go with your wife, go with your mother, go with your daughter. Like, it's going to be amazing for you, but also I think is really important to then go with the woman in your life. And like, it also shows them that they are seen by you and that you care to spend time with them. Like, it's a perfect date night. It's a perfect daddy-daughter date. It's a perfect like mother-son situation. Like, it's just perfect. So like,
Kaylin, thank you for saying all that. Cause I really think that, yes, it's we were saying it's about women, it's for everyone, but really it's about God.
Yeah.
It's the lyric to the title song. We have a banner song over the whole project, and it's called I Am Seen. And one of the lyric is, because of who you are, I am seen. Wow. It's not just that I can walk around feeling good about myself, which we want you to do that too, but we more want you to be in awe of who he is.
Absolutely.
And how good he is and how he can redeem your story, no matter where you're from, what you've done, what's been done to you. Like, he can come in and redeem it and rewrite it.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, this one feels a little extra special this year, I'm sure, because we have a great production team who is able to record this live.
Yep,
Tell us all about that.
So, Kaylin and I were just talking offline a bit about the struggles, honestly, of getting Scene face-to-face recorded, and it's been a wild journey. And there's just been a lot going on the past couple of years. So I'm so sorry. There are people who have been asked, and it's not there yet, but that's why this is so exciting. So Ethan, who works at the Junction Center, approached me a while back and really offered this, Ethan and Phil over at the Junction. And, we've worked together a couple of years now, and we enjoy working together. And so for them to put this on the table as an offering of, hey, we want to capture this and we want to share this and make sure that it has some reach, beyond the walls of this place. And that's my heart too. We want this project to get to people. So I think what's going to be so different about this one is, first of all, it's going to be recorded. So it'll feel a little bit different. There's I think more energy in the room to it. And we want to capture that energy. Yeah. So it's not just going to be come, sit, be quiet, be still, while we record our thing. We're all recording this thing. So moments where you're invited to sing, moments where we want you to engage actively with what's happening on stage too.
I love that. You think of a live album as the musicians, but it's really the entire production. Everyone there.
It's everyone
is
there.
The album.
Exactly.
Wow, that's really cool. Well, I'm going to put you on the spot here a little bit. For those who are maybe on the fence about going, don't have tickets yet, what can someone take away from You Are Seen?
Well, we want people to know God better and want to know Him more. I love that Scene is often used as a tool to either introduce people to God for the first time or reintroduce them to Him. This is I call it side door Bible teaching. So if you have people who are very uncomfortable going through the front doors of a church, this is a great way to introduce them, because it's a show. Now it's a little interactive, but it's not a sermon necessarily being preached from a familiar in a familiar formula. It's I think a gentle but a truthful, passionate introduction to Him. So side door, if you're uncomfortable going through the front doors, or even if you've been going through the front doors for a really long time and you just need a refreshing encounter,
which is so real
with God's word. I think that's one of the ways that I love seeing Scene play out in people's lives.
That's really cool. And Kaylin has given a rich endorsement, a ringing endorsement.
I always will.
You got to see Scene.
You have to see.
If you haven't seen Scene, you got to see Scene.
It's kind of like you got to hear Scene.
No, you do. Yeah, you do have to hear Scene. Listen to Scene. That's. I mean, I love it. Well, first of all, I think I literally found out about Scene because somebody gave me one of the album on CD.
Oh wow.
It was Seth Antes. He gave me the album on CD and then told me that me and my friend should sing Mary and Elizabeth. It was Beth. And I was like, this is amazing.
So that's how
I listened to it in my car for the first time. And then obviously now it's amazing that we have Spotify. Obviously you can listen on Spotify, Amazon, Apple Music. That's amazing. But there really is nothing like coming and experiencing it live.
Wow.
And I just think it's really awesome how if you like performance or you like theater or you like worship, it's everything. It's the best of all of the worlds. So come see it, please.
And there's no excuses to, it's too far or you don't know where it is, because it's right here.
It's right here. It's literally in this building that we're in right now.
Literally.
Absolutely. You got to come. We got the parking space for everyone in Lancaster County.
Yeah. Love it.
You should just show up.
Everyone, for sure.
Every single person.
It is
Please.
impressive.
I'm telling you. No, it's great. If folks want to get more information or get tickets, where can they go?
JunctionCenter.com.
Cool.
Yep.
Absolutely. Get your tickets today, JunctionCenterProductions.com. It's You Are Seen, the live album experience, and we want you to experience that with Kristen and her whole team. Kristen, it's been so great talking to you. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Absolutely.
Thank
Have a great rest of your day.
Thanks. You too.